Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Saturday afternoon 6 to 7 focus. Here we have Michelle logging in. Hi, Michelle.
Hello everyone. Hi Danny, how are you?
Guys, welcome to the last focus webinar for today. We've got a level 6 to 7. We should start by introducing ourselves. Maybe some of you know us from our school or from the other webinars, but maybe you don't. So I can start. I'm Danielle, and I'm Australian, and I've been living in Milan for about 18 months. And I'm a teacher at Maias Meravigli, which is one of the 3 schools in Milan. And I'm joined by...
Hello everyone. My name is Michelle. If you've been here before, you might recognize us. I am a teacher in Milan Meravigli with Danny, and I'm originally Pakistani. I'm from Pakistan, and I've been living in Milan for about 3 years now.
Great. So yeah, guys, we want to make today as interactive as possible. So we want it to feel like a virtual classroom. So please tell us your name and where you're from. And be sure to answer the questions on the slides and to ask us any questions that you have. Okay, we're here to help you. Hi guys, we've got some of you logging in. Very good.
We have Alex from, Alex from Modena, lovely. Valeria from Bologna. Alex is a student. We have Carolina from Milan, Elisa from Lecce, and Ariana from Milan. Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks so much for logging in. So we have a great focus today on preferences. Okay, so it's quite general. It's lots of sort of common phrases that we use. So I think it might be useful for your level for 6 to 7. Okay, It's not really grammar. It's more just vocabulary and talking and some common phrases. So I hope that's a nice thing to do for an hour on your weekend, on your Saturday. So specifically we have phrases for preferences. We look at some comparatives and superlatives, right? 2 common structures to compare things. And then we talk about making plans in general, right? So, Michelle, do you want to read this for us?
Absolutely. Favorites. Share your opinion with your partner. What is the best ... the best food, activity, music, film, sport, animal, book? Do you agree with your partner?
Okay. So, welcome Mirko and Luca. Great to have you guys here. We've got some questions about what is the best. So, Michelle, according to you, what is the best food?
Ooh, okay. This might be controversial. I think the best food is dessert.
Okay. What type of dessert? What are some examples?
I like anything with chocolate. So chocolate ice cream. I like granita. But pistachio. So pistachio granita. What else? You know, I'm a dustbin. I'll eat anything that's sweet. What about you?
So according to me, the best food is Mexican food. I love Mexican food. I like spicy things and things based on tomato and lime, that sort of tangy flavor. Yeah, I love Mexican food.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Okay. Guys, tell us about you. What do you think the best food is?
And you're not allowed to say Italian because we know Italian food is the best. Let's try to think of something outside the box.
Yeah, exactly. Or a specific food, not just Italian food in general, a specific food. Guys, there's something I'll point out. You can say the best food is X, or you can say my favorite food is X. Okay, so they're sort of the two options, because you can't say the favorite food, or you can't say my best food. Right? So my favorite or the best. We've got two options. Okay, Alex has an answer. My favorite foods.
He says my favorite foods are pizza, spaghetti.
I don't know what that is. Yeah.
I think that's the little bread that you get in Bologna.
Ah, okay.
Mistaken. You know, the little circular bread with the imprint on it. It's quite good.
Okay.
And barbecue in the garden. Oh, I miss barbecues. It is barbecue season.
Yeah, definitely. I miss barbecues as well. Hopefully soon. Very good.
From your lips to God's ears.
Hi, Katerina.
Katerina says, sorry for the delay. Oh, don't worry about it. She's from Livorno, from Pisa, and it's about 20 minutes from Car. Luca says his favorite food is Greek food. That is good. Yep.
Yep, I love Greek food as well.
My favorite foods are too many.
There are too many. Yeah, that's understandable.
Valeria says, I like various genres of food, but I'm very greedy. So the best food for me is everything sweet. Okay, she's my sister.
Yeah, that's a great word, greedy. Greedy as an adjective. Yeah, excellent. Greedy is when you want everything. Yeah, excellent.
Do you want to take the next?
Yeah. So yeah, Carolina, my favorite food is spicy food. I agree. I love spicy food. Katerina, pizza. Yep. I tasted it 2 years ago and it's amazing. I believe you. Very good. And then Ariana has a very specific example. My favorite food is cutlet with potatoes. I eat it every week. Very good. Like cotoletta, I imagine. Yum. Excellent. Well done, guys. All right. So let's look at some other examples. We've got activity, music, film, sport, animals, or books. So why don't you choose one of them or a couple of them and tell us about your favorites. And Michelle, do you want to choose one? And we can
discuss it. Okay. What is your favorite film?
Oh, that's hard.
That is hard.
I don't know if I have a specific favorite film. One of my favorite films it's called Argo.
Right.
Yeah. It's with Ben Affleck in it. And it's based on the true story about the Iran hostage crisis. I think that's really clever. That's one of my favorite films. What about you? What's your favorite film?
I actually don't have a favorite film, but there is an Italian movie I really like, Le Grande Bellezza.
Ah, yep.
Right. It's one of my favorite movies. I don't have a singular favorite movie, but this would definitely be top 10.
Okay. Very good. Alexa's got an activity. Excellent. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Anyone else want to share?
Ariana says the best sport is football. I'm a fan of Inter. I watch on TV every match with my dad. That's really sweet.
Excellent. Yeah. Okay. What about according to you, Michelle? What's the best sport?
I don't play any sports. I don't play any sports, but if I had to pick one, the sport I like to watch on TV the most would be tennis.
Okay. Yeah, I like tennis as well. Okay, we've got some good answers coming in as well. Very good.
Yeah, go for it, Danny.
Yeah, so my favorite books are nonfiction readings. We don't say readings, you just say nonfiction books, or you can just say nonfiction. So my favorite books are nonfiction. Stop. I like life stories or life story books. Yeah, very good. I agree with you, Valeria. I like nonfiction much more than fiction. I find it more interesting. Yeah. Alex, I like many types of music, but I don't like Italian. I think it's rap music. Is that right? Maybe
No,
rap.
trap.
What's trap?
Trap is a little different from rap. So it has reggae beats with rap superimposed on it.
Okay,
So
I learned something today.
Yeah, it started from the south of America, so Atlanta.
Oh, yeah?
So that kind of music, it's hip hop infused, but it has a little bit of, it has a Latin flavor to it. And there's some rapping going on as well.
Wow, okay, so it's like an eclectic, fusion. Cool. Okay, I learned something. Do you want to take that?
Wow. Yeah, Katerina is a cultured individual. She loves music, and I played the piano since I was a child. At the same time, my older sister played the guitar. So we did some little concerts in our living room where my family stimulated the audience. That
Very
is
nice.
sweet.
Very sweet. And perfectly written as well. It's excellent,
Yeah.
Katerina.
Fantastic. Carolina says, my favorite animals are dogs and cats. Okay, but Carolina, if you had to pick one, would you say you like dogs more or cats?
Yeah. Which do you prefer?
Mika says, I adore listening to music. My favorite music is rock pop. So it's okay, rock pop music, and my best group are the Queen. So just a few notes on the structure. So whenever you use the phrase I like, I hate, I adore, we usually follow it up with a verb ing or a noun or to plus verb. So I like to listen to music.
Yeah.
Okay, so just remember that. And so whenever you talk about a band is a single entity. So you can say my favorite band is, you don't need to use the plural verb to be. Okay.
Loads of comments here. Well done, guys.
Yeah, I love that. We have Sonia joining us. Hello, Sonia. Don't worry about it. Okay, Luca. Nice. Would you like to take the rest?
Yeah. So Luca, my favorite sport is football. I'm sure that's pretty common here in Italy. Alex is praising your description of trap. Michelle.
Thank you.
Ariana, my favorite music is Italian pop music. I can't stand metal music because it's too artificial and heavy. Yeah, I don't like metal either. That's a very good use of I can't stand. I can't stand.
And even the adjectives are so beautiful, artificial and heavy.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Very good. So I can't stand is when you can't support something. All right. It's too much. Sonia, my favorite music is jazz. I love pizza. I prefer romance books. And I'm crazy for my dog, Ettore. Yeah, if you're crazy about something, exactly, it means crazy can be good or bad, but in this context, it means you love something. Yeah. What else have we got? Do you want to take this, Michelle?
Sure. Alex says, I like all animals, and in the past I had cats and dogs, but now I have 4 hamsters.
Very good,
Wow.
hamsters. Excellent. Okay.
Carolina says, I prefer dogs because I never had a cat, and since I was a child, I always had a dog.
Mhm.
Fantastic. Katharina says, I love cats, and I've got one. During this quarantine, we often play together. Cute.
Very good. And then Valeria, I don't like watching TV. For me, it's very boring. I usually prefer to do sports or read books. Yeah, I agree with you. But like we said, so after like, you need to have a verb as ing or a noun or to be. So I don't like watching TV. For me, it's very boring. I usually prefer doing sports or reading books. Okay, well done. And then Luca, I really like animals. I have a dog, and in the past, I had a cat and a parrot. Wow, excellent. Okay, guys, well done. Excellent. Lots of good comments. So let's go on. Right, lots of text here. So this is about what do you like to do? So we need to talk about the activities you enjoy and how often you do them. So, for example, I go to a museum every week. The best museum is the National Museum of Art because blah, blah, blah. And then this here, you should. We use this to give advice. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So you should go because it's beautiful, okay? Because there are lots of masterpieces in there. So here we have some examples of different activities. Go to the museum, the cinema, go out for dinner, go to a concert, go dancing, go to the theatre, a sports event, on a boat trip, or to the beach. These are some examples of activities, but you can use other examples, right? Use some things from your real life. And tell us, like this example, right, what you do, how often you do it, and give us some advice about it. Okay? Maybe.
So, Danny, what do you do regularly?
I go running regularly. Obviously not at the moment, but
Sure.
I run every week. And in Milan is not a good city to run in.
No.
But I run around Parco Sempione,
Mm-hmm.
and and also Giardini Pubblici. I run around those two parks. And you should go running, guys, because it's a great way to enjoy the outdoors, especially when the season, when it's autumn or spring, and there's lots of beautiful colours in the parks. Okay.
Right, that's fantastic.
So Valeria says, I always do yoga and Pilates. You're a teacher. Excellent. So now,
wow.
Valeria, tell us why we should do yoga and Pilates. Okay, give us some advice.
And in the meanwhile, Alex has a little story for us about his hamsters. A strange story about my hamsters. I bought a very little hamster, but the seller didn't know she was pregnant. So after some weeks, I had a surprise.
Wow.
Okay. That explains it.
Perhaps is multiplied.
But the hamsters multiply really fast. So unless you want those 4 to be 8 and then 12, you need to think about that.
Michelle, what about you? What do you like to do on the weekends? What are some activities?
On the weekends, I like to go to the gym
Mm-hmm.
because I am unrushed or at the weekend. I don't have anywhere to go. I usually don't have things to do, so I can take my time at the gym. And you should go because it's good to move your body
Mm-hmm.
one way or the other.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. All right, guys, maybe you're writing in still. We'll go to the next slide, but we can come back once we get your descriptions of what you like to do and your advice. Okay, so now we're looking at preferences, all right, like the name of the focus. So we need to read a conversation between Lewis, Kat, and Rose, and then answer these questions. So let me see. I just have to bring it up, guys, so just bear with me. Let me see if I can. I hope you're going to be able to see both of them.
I don't think that's possible. I don't know.
Really? I think if you can share your screen, maybe. I don't know. I'll see.
Okay, let me try if I can share mine. Okay.
Oh no, sorry. I meant I should be able to share both slide and that. I think.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. Just bear with me. No, maybe not.
Okay, so I can just share this and then we can flip to the slides when you are ready to share the slides again.
Sorry, guys, it just closed down on me. Just bear with me. I'll try once more, and if it's not going to work. Okay, we'll see if I can. Might be a bit too small, guys. I'm sorry. I don't think I'm going to be able to. All right, should we skip this slide maybe and then come back?
Sure.
Otherwise, we're not going to be able to. You need to see both of them, unfortunately, to do it. Do you think so, Michelle? I don't know if we can.
Yep, I don't know if we could because then you have to cross-reference. So
yeah, exactly.
That might be a little tough.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, do you want to read this, Michelle?
Sure. Let's just add this to the screen. Okay, so while Danny's figuring that out, I'm just going to go ahead and read a few comments out. So,
Jesus.
Katharina says, I went to Japan 2 years ago. You should go there because of its amazing culture and museums. Absolutely, Japan is on my list of places I'd love to visit. Alex says, I like going out for dinner and aperitif, going to the beach, and going to concerts. Fantastic. Ariana goes to the gym every morning. Fantastic, Ariana. You should do exercises regularly because it's very important for your health and also for your mood. This is so true. Every time I work out, I feel like my mood has improved so much and I'm happier and calmer. It's great to regulate your mood. Valeria suggests that we do yoga because she thinks it's very important to calm our mind using our breath and posture. Okay, so I would say posture, not pose. Sonia says, before the lockdown, I usually go to the cinema. So before the lockdown, I usually went to the cinema every week to see a new movie, one new movie. I prefer romance comedy or thrillers. So we would use the plural here. I prefer romance comedies or thrillers. And she says, I practice. Okay. Katharina says, I like running in particular on sunny days. Now I must stay at home, so we should do some exercises at home as well as we can. Yep, absolutely. Whether you move your body outdoors or indoors, it's just important to get some physical activity in so you feel good about life.
Okay, good work, guys. All right, so let's skip forward to this slide because we can't do the conversation, unfortunately. So here we have a gap fill, all right? And here we have some statements that describe whether people want to do something or their questions about wanting to do something, okay? And here are the missing words. So this slide includes some common phrases we use to describe when you like doing something or you prefer to do something. Okay, so we'll give this a go, and then in the next slide we look at what they mean. So this is just the first exercise. Michelle, do you want to read it just so that we can hear? Yeah?
Absolutely. Read the conversation again and complete the sentences on the right with the words below. Better, prefer, like, fancy, rather, keen, would, mind. What would you bleep to do? I don't bleep that. I'd bleep to go to the classical concert. I'd bleep see the film. I'm not that bleep on the concert. What bleep you rather do? Well, to be honest, I don't bleep. It would bleep if we saw the concert. I'd bleep to see it at night.
Okay. So guys, sometimes there's more than one word that would work. All right. So in some situations, there's more than one correct answer. So just have a go. Some of them you will definitely know. Okay. Some of them might be a little bit tricky, but after we've tried, we'll go through and explain what they all mean. Okay. These are the common phrases we use.
So why don't you guys write to us in the comments, but don't forget to put the number in front of your answer so we know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't have to do them in order. Just send us them as you figure them out and as you think you know the answer. We'll just give it a few minutes. We know there's a bit of a delay, so when you're writing, it takes a while for it to arrive to us. But it's always the way, unfortunately. Here we go.
Oh, wow. That's a bunch of answers just came flooding through.
Excellent. Okay, we'll wait a little bit. Okay, Katarina's got a very good question. Maybe we can... Excellent, guys. Well done. Okay, so let's get started. Yeah, so prefer is that is one correct answer. Some people said like. You could also say like. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I think it depends on the context. Yes. So maybe you've had a conversation before and you have a couple of options. So the person asks you, what is your preference? But maybe you haven't had a conversation before and you just ask each other, what would you like to do today?
So we use prefer when there's an option. Okay. So we only use it when you're comparing two or more things. All right. Number 2. We've got quite a few answers for number 2. We've got fancy. All right. This is fancy. This is a great word, and we use it in a few different contexts. So here, it's a verb, and it means like to have a desire for something. Okay. So here, I don't fancy that. I don't want to do it. Okay. Or I don't want the thing. So some of you said like. Yeah, that does make sense as a sentence. I don't like that. Okay, that does make sense. But if you're talking about options and it's your opinion and your preference, fancy is better in this situation. What about number 3? You guys said. Yep, someone said prefer, rather. Yep, very good, guys. Well done. So prefer, but rather works as well. Okay. I'd rather, oh no, sorry, it doesn't. Because after rather, there is no to. So I'd prefer to go to the classical concert. So what's number 4 then? Yeah, number 4. So both of the prefers have gone. So what's something that means something similar to prefer?
So I would say I'd rather see the film.
Well done, guys. Yeah. So rather. So rather is sort of the same as prefer to. Okay.
Fantastic work, guys. You're really on it.
I'm not that, well done, keen. I'm not that keen on something. Okay. You don't really like it. Number 6, I think you guys might know this one. Yep, would. Well done. It's a polite way to ask a question. What would you rather do? What about number 7? This is quite common. We say it all the time. Well, to be honest, I don't. Yep, Luca, well done. I don't mind. Okay. Number 8, it would be up if we saw the concert. What type of word would come after that? Sort of is usually like an adjective. So something based on an adjective. Yeah, well done.
Good work, guys.
Well done, guys. And so finally, the simplest one, they left to the end. Well done. I know that was a bit hard without reading the conversation. Sorry, guys. I thought maybe we could show it, but it's going to be too difficult. But well done. So now, here are the words and phrases that you looked at on the previous slide. Now we need to categorize them into one of 3 categories. Sometimes they mean you like one thing more than another. Others mean you really like something. And others mean you don't have a strong opinion. Okay, so Luca's got a good question. When you say you're fancy, what does that mean? So in this context, so fancy as a verb, like we said, means to have a strong desire for something. So like, do you fancy an ice cream? Means, do you want an ice cream? You can also fancy a person. Okay. So if he fancies her, it means that he likes her. But when you use it as an adjective, which I think is what you're saying, Luca, it means you're very quite sophisticated. Okay. If something is fancy, it's sophisticated. So you might talk about a fancy restaurant. That means a very upmarket, classy restaurant. Yeah. Usually very expensive.
Right, because fancy can also mean posh, right? So
Yeah.
usually fancy places tend to be expensive.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So guys, try and figure out what category each of these go in. I know you're sending some through. Okay. And once you've done that, we need to look at this last question. What comes after each word or phrase? So is there a verb? And if it's a verb, what type of verb? Is it the ing version? Is it the infinitive? Okay. Or maybe a noun comes after it. All right. We've got some answers coming in. Let's see what we've got. So what about the first one? Unfortunately, when I press the button, they all appear, basically. So we'll discuss some of them first. Okay, so prefer to, yeah, well done, guys. Prefer to is the first column. Fancy, well done, Alex. Yeah, is the second column. Prefer to, fancy, well done. What else have we got? Keen, keen on, yep, is the second column. Excellent. Don't mind, Alex, yep. The third column. Very good. Excellent work, guys. Yeah, keep going. What about some of the last ones? Well done, Luca. Yeah, would rather is the first column. Okay. And what about some of the last ones? It would be better if, and would like to. Just give it a minute or so. I'm sure you guys know the answer. You've known the answers for all of the others. Yeah, would like to. What about it would be better if? What's better an example of? Yeah, better is a, yeah, Alex, well done. Okay, it's A. So I'll bring them up. And this shows you the structure that has to come after them. Okay. So prefer to, and then the infinitive. I prefer to drink wine. Okay. I can have beer or wine. I prefer to drink wine. Or I would rather drink wine. And then, but it would be better if we use the past simple. It would be better if we drank wine. Okay. So you need to be careful of what words you use after these. All right. And so better, like I was saying, better is a comparative. Right? We use it to compare two things. So that's why it's in this first column. Okay. Michelle, do you want to do the second column?
Sure. So in this column, you have fancy. So remember, it's the column where you really like something, and fancy means translates into something you desire or something you really like. So, and we usually follow fancy, but by a noun or a gerund. For example, I fancy wine. So I really like wine. Or I fancy drinking wine.
I like how both our examples are about wine.
Yeah, we have a team here. You can tell it's Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, so you really like something, the same logic. I'm really keen on wine. I'm really keen on drinking wine. Because keen on is when you really like something. So you can even be keen on a person, which means it's similar to fancying a person. If I say I fancy Danielle, it means I like Danielle. And if I say I'm keen on Danielle, it means the same thing. I like her. Number three, I would like to. This is pretty straightforward. You follow I would like to with the infinitive. For example, I would like to drink wine. And I think that's about it. This column is
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
straightforward. Let
yeah,
us know
yeah.
if you have any issues though.
And the last one, I don't mind. Okay. It's usually used with the gerunds or just by itself as a question, as an answer to a question. All right. That's how I usually use it. So if Michelle, ask me a question, any question.
Okay, do you like the quarantine?
Yeah, I don't mind it. Okay.
Perfect. It's as simple as that.
All right. So it's quite a common phrase that we use a lot. All right, guys. Now let's talk about some preferences. Some of you already did this in the initial discussion, but you need to tell us which you prefer and why. So if you choose some categories, all right, some classic, comparisons are here. The mountains, the sea, summer, winter, plane, driving. Okay. You choose one and tell us which you prefer and why. So, Michelle, what about you? So, one you want to talk about?
Definitely, I prefer dogs over cats.
Oh, okay.
Because dogs are so full of energy and they're so loving and affectionate. Whereas cats prefer if you leave them alone and let them do their own thing.
Yeah, that's true. I prefer dogs as well. Guys, it's Michelle just did something important. We use over in between them. So I prefer comedies over horror films. Okay. Or you can just say, I prefer comedies. Stop. All right. But yeah, that's my example. I much prefer comedies over horror films. I do not like horror films at all. I never have. What about the mountains or the sea? Which do you prefer?
Oh, that's easy to see, hands down.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I definitely prefer the sea to the mountains. Luca's got a good example. Very, very nicely said.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Affectionate. Yeah. Yeah, they show their affection. What about number 2, guys? This is a good question. Eating at home or in a restaurant?
I think it depends on the reason I'm eating at a restaurant because generally I prefer to eat at home. So I prefer having my meals at home. I enjoy that. But if it's a special occasion, I don't mind going to a restaurant.
Yeah. It depends on the day for me. During the week, I usually prefer to eat at home. Maybe I eat out once or twice during the week. But on the weekends, like on a Saturday, I much prefer going to a restaurant than eating at home. Okay.
Elisa has a question. She says, "Is don't mind the same as you don't care?" It's similar, but don't care is more is stronger.
Yeah.
Right? So don't mind is that it doesn't make a difference because both options are okay with you.
Yeah.
But don't care is a step further. It's like neither options are okay, so it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah. Yeah, don't care is it's like it doesn't interest you. Okay? It's a bit it's not rude, but it's harsher. It's much stronger than I don't mind. I don't mind is more polite. Yeah, it's much more polite. Okay, we've got some Lucas. Yes, I agree, Luca, completely.
Same same. I do love summoners.
Yeah. Alex? Very good.
Yes, that's true. If I have plans to go to a restaurant and it starts raining, starts pouring like crazy, I prefer to stay home and eat some takeout.
Yeah. So Alex, just one thing, it's always depend on. So the first part of your sentence is perfect. The second part, say or on the weather. Okay. Or just the weather. So it depends on my mood or the weather.
So Ariana has a counter proposal. She says, I prefer cats over dogs because they are more independent, but they're also affectionate. Perhaps you're right. I've actually not had a cat as a pet, so could be correct.
Yeah, I've had cats and dogs as pets. I think they can both be affectionate. But yeah, I know lots of people think cats aren't affectionate, but I think some can be affectionate.
You gotta catch them young.
Pardon?
You gotta catch them young.
Yeah, maybe.
Ariana says, at the weekend, I prefer to eat out over eating at home.
Very good. Perfect.
Katharina says, no, I prefer cats over dogs because they are lovely, pretty, funny, and more independent. They are very beautiful. That is true. Valeria says, generally, I prefer, remember what we spoke about? So I prefer eating, or I prefer to eat at home. But during the weekend, I like eating in a restaurant because I like too many foods. I like to try new food.
Yeah, me too. I love trying something new. I prefer to go to a new restaurant every week. I don't like going to the same place. I like trying something new.
Definitely. Sonia prefers to eat in a restaurant because she dislikes cooking. I feel you. Luca prefers a house over a flat because he likes staying in his garden with his dog and having barbecues. Nice. I'm not going to say I'm jealous. Alex says, I think Italian food is the best in the world, but sometimes I like to try foreign food. Ariana has a question. She says,
yeah. Oh, sorry, that was me.
After over, I put the verb.
Yeah.
ING.
You can.
Yep.
Yeah, you can. So I prefer running over walking. Yeah, exactly. Very good, Kasia.
Yeah, fantastic.
Okay. Well done, guys. I think you've got that. So excellent work. So from today, the most important sort of thing that you can remember is this here. All right. So these phrases that we use, and they're common. We use them quite a lot. So they're good to sort of practice. Maybe in your next classes, your next face-to-face classes, you can start practicing them. Yeah, so it's sort of good, obviously, to remember what type of word comes afterwards as well. All right, so quite a sort of, that's a basic concept in English that you'll keep using. That you'll keep using at every level. Ariana, so to your question, yeah, you can say that. I prefer to run over walking. Or I prefer running over walking. They're both correct. Right.
But what isn't correct is to say, but I prefer to run over walk.
Yeah.
Right? So that wouldn't be correct.
Yeah. Yeah. You need to use the ing version. Okay, guys. Well, we've come to the end. So thank you so much for all your participation. You were excellent. Sonia, yeah, I think lots of people probably prefer walking over running. I think that's normal. So yeah, thanks so much for your participation, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday. There's no more classes, so you should be free to do something relaxing. Yeah, we hope to see you on another webinar really soon.
Yeah, have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you so much for participating. It makes the lesson so much better.
Yeah, definitely.
Have a great weekend.
Yeah. See you guys. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Happy Saturday.